I'm very excited to be one of the speakers here today. I'm going to be presenting our wonderful platform called the STEMulator. So I'm the STEMulator communications intern at the NSTF. I work full-time on the STEMulator project with our chief instigator, Richard Gundersen, who will be joining the presentation later on. And I work with fellow intern Rabetos Kosana on this wonderful initiative that we've come up with. So I'll be introducing the STEMulator and giving some insights on this project. So I would like to start the presentation with the STEMulator introductory video. The video is about 4 to 5 minutes. It gives a brief explanation of what the STEMulator is, its background, and the main aims of the project. So
when we were young, we could be anything we wanted to be. The world is full of possibilities and we dream big. Doctor, engineer, scientist.
But the world is changing at a rapid pace. Yet despite all our advances, we still face many challenges. This makes it crucial for us to emphasize science and for people to appreciate the importance of science, engineering, technology, and the diverse career opportunities available tackling today's problems for a better world tomorrow.
And I think people underappreciate how STEAM plays a vital and critical role in modern society. For example, enhancing our ability to communicate across continents and even the basics of providing drinking water.
And by the way, do people even wonder where bread comes from these days and how it gets to the table?
Or imagine a world without cell phones.
I would rather not. This is where our STEMulator plays a critical role to get learners excited about the STEM world by revealing a hidden world full of animated and visual content. We show people how the wheat gets processed and ends up as a loaf of bread at home. STEMulator is an appetizer, a window into the STEM world, and it encourages learners to consider new career opportunities. It is really an educational tool that is engaging, enjoyable, and easy to navigate. The STEMulator includes a car, plane, human being, hospital, farm, energy, nature, and many more. We have more than 100 informative pages of animations, diagrams, and photographs. More than 80 STEM careers, with all reference to university courses. Our tagline explains: click and reveal. Explore, discover, learn. The hidden world revealed. It has a fun gaming feel. Growing up, I struggled to decide what I wanted to do or be. The options seemed limited to those visible in popular culture. The vast range of STEM careers were not obvious. Hence the worldwide shortage of STEM candidates. Maybe that's why so many kids drop math and science prematurely. This is why I'm excited about our work at STEMulator. It is designed specifically for learners from different age groups and backgrounds and aims to open their eyes and excite them about STEM. And of course, reveal the countless careers and the tertiary course options. The STEMulator demonstrates how STEM subjects are at the core of solving real-world problems, such as climate change and medical breakthroughs.
Our virtual world encourages learners to ask questions. How does it work? What's inside? Where does it come from? It opens up a world that we're not aware of. It also encourages learners to dream and nurture new passions that can become rewarding careers in the future. Then there's our factory, designed in conjunction with industrial engineers, and the science plaza with a magnificent museum, including content from biodiversity scientists. Both of these will grow significantly. And now we are busy with the transport section and the mine. Another major drive is to expand our virtual school, which will include a science laboratory with videos of experiments.
We have embarked on several publicity campaigns, including regular posting on a wide range of social media.
We have also entered some major international competitions where we hope to get further exposure and to support campaigns that promote the significance of science, engineering, and technology in society.
This is a proudly South African product that can assist in solving this worldwide problem of a general lack of interest in STEM. Plus, it can reach the most rural and remote locations using memory sticks. We have now distributed the STEMulator to more than 500 rural schools in South Africa.
The STEMulator is a living entity, continuously expanding, inviting the world at large to join in and use it as a STEM communication tool. Just like that popular online encyclopedia, the public themselves can now be a part of this initiative by actively sharing, participating, and submitting contributions. Together, we will stimulate the next generation of engineers and scientists. Imagine what kind of world that will be.
Now it's your turn. Visit STEMulator.org.
So, the STEMulator is an initiative of proSET and the NSTF. It is a free online learning platform accessed by simply typing in www.stemulator.org on your preferred web browser. We normally call the STEMulator a virtual landscape. It is designed specifically to excite learners in school about the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM in short. We also expose the various career opportunities and tertiary courses available in the STEM field. The STEMulator is made up of interactive animations, visuals, and labeled diagrams, and it is also low on context to try and gamify the landscape and make learning fun and more interactive for learners. So the project is funded from seed money from proSET, as well as generous donations and sponsorship we've received over the past couple of years. So the main aims of the STEMulator is to try and encourage learners in South Africa to stick with maths and science in high school because of the huge career opportunities available in various STEM fields, and also to try and attract youngsters into the STEM world, make them realize that STEM gives them a great opportunity to compete on both a local and global scale. We also strive to stimulate and satisfy curiosity of STEM education and careers in both primary school and high school learners before they make subject choices in grade 10, to try and guide them into making better and informed subject choices, and also prepare them for the future by providing information about university and college courses across the country. Moreover, we want to address the shortage of skills or the skills gap in this field and the country as a whole. The landscape could also play an important role in introducing technology and new teaching strategies into the classrooms. So, putting the STEMulator out there to the public, we have gifted the STEMulator to the youth of the nation. So we try by all means to make sure that every learner comes across the STEMulator at least once during their schooling years. We normally attend career days, exhibitions, and science expos, such as the ESCOM Expo for Young Scientists, the SASTA National Science Week, and various SAIEE career days, just to name a few of events that we've taken part in. At the event, we normally present the STEMulator to learners, teachers, and other professionals. We believe and hope that this will help us grow our audience and the landscape as well. We also give out gift packs to learners. Most of the time, these gift packs have career booklets which name STEM careers from A up to Z alphabetically. We also engage with other STEM organizations on a regular basis, just to try and share our goal, which is to promote STEM education. And our team also makes sure that no one is left behind. So we distribute memory sticks to learners, teachers, and schools in remote areas. The USB sticks are normally 16 gigabytes and contain an offline version of the STEMulator that does not require any internet connection, and other material, including educational videos from Derek Fish. We are also on social media, and we post on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok on a daily basis. Most of our posts are educational fun facts, STEMulator updates, and career guidance posts. On the 16th of June, we gifted the STEMulator to the youth of the nation through a media release and by engaging social media influencers. We also had an interview on SABC News Morning Live on the day. So these are images of some of the events we attended in Tembisa and the Val area this year. And this September, we will be at the ESCOM Expo at the Empress Palace and the National Science Week hosted by SASTA in Bloemfontein at the Central University of Technology. So we aspire to get the Department of Basic Education and the Provincial Department of Education involved in the STEMulator. We believe that their support is essential to get the STEMulator out there to every learner in the country. The landscape is as good as a free textbook because it turns the theoretical content in these textbooks into interactive animations that might interest the learner compared to the typical writings on the textbook. So STEMulator could definitely increase learners' interest in math and science and can help improve the quality of education in our country. And it might also greatly assist in helping fill the huge skills gap in our country we're currently experiencing. So we are trying to grow the landscape regularly. So we constantly improving and adding new tiles and information onto the platform. So what's new in 2024? In 2024, we have come up with the STEMulator Virtual School. We are very excited to introduce the virtual school into the STEMulator. It is sponsored by the Carl and Emily Fuchs Foundation. It has classrooms for mathematics, natural science, physical sciences, life sciences, and a science lab which has science experiments as well. Initially, we also launched the school on the 16th of June. The school provides a much needed connection between the theory and visuals that are both easy to interact with. Each classroom has a bookcase with books setting out the CAPS curriculum and is peppered with teacher guidelines as well. So the school is designed by teachers with teachers in mind. So it provides the teacher with additional tools, resources, and support they need to improve STEM subjects teaching and learning. The objects in the classroom are live and clickable, just like any other object on the STEMulator, and they're also linked to other objects on the STEMulator as well. For example, when you click on the skeleton in the grade 7 to 9 natural science classroom, it is directly linked to the human being on the landscape. So we are also working on a mine as well in 2024. The mine is mainly made to introduce learners to the mining sector and the exciting career opportunities in the mine. In the mine, the learners can explore mining tasks like cooling and ventilation, mineral extraction, processing, and the different modes of transport you find in the mine. They will also learn about the benefits of having minerals such as gold, platinum, diamonds, coal, and copper. We also believe that the mine provides a classic example to where the STEMulator seeks partnership and educational institutions to help grow the STEMulator. So we have also come up with an app in 2024. Our app was developed by app developer Azilem Totana and is now live and ready to be downloaded on the Google Play Store. We are still in the process of having the application available on Apple App Store. The app is more direct and it gives the user a friendly interface with the STEMulator website. It is the same as the website and has all the contact and educational features that you find on the website. Our app is still new, so we value feedback from users who downloaded the app just to tell us about their experience using the app and how we can improve it in future. So thank you all. I would like to hand over the presentation to our chief instigator, Richard Gundersen.
I can briefly introduce Richard Gundersen. He is on the ProSET committee and he leads the development of the STEMulator, and he's done so from scratch. So this really is his project. Welcome, Richard.
Such a privilege to be allowed to speak. I'll start again. So yes, so thanks everybody who's hanging on for the graveyard shift. I hope there are still quite a few of you out there. And before I go any further, I actually want to share with you that you are all, without knowing it, ambassadors of the STEMulator. The STEMulator will only become what it can be with everybody's help in promoting, sharing, discussing, contributing to, and allow us to take what we've built as a backbone, which is quite a substantial backbone, by the way. But for this to grow now, we need the involvement of the country at large, and in fact, the world at large. So I have used the example in the past that Wikipedia is a good example, because that was built, and from now on, the world is contributing to Wikipedia. They've got a bunch of editors, they sift the text. You might be judgmental on their assessments, but in principle, it's a free encyclopedia, no advertising, no Google adverts popping up, and you can actually get a reasonable, reliable source of information. So the STEMulator is the same. It's got a very specific focus, and that's to get kids excited about science and technology and all the careers. It only intends to be a shop window, an appetizer. All the information that we relate to actually exists on the internet already, but it is so diluted by a lot of other material on the internet that we hope that we can actually get the content on the STEMulator to be particularly sharp and focused on those aspects that we're trying to promote. So if we wander off to the power station, we get an insight of the power station, and here the lip sync should work better than on the video because they were talking about one thing and showing another. But I think that's just a timing issue with the voiceover. And you can choose your particular source of power and go and read up about it. You can read down at the bottom about the various engineers who are involved with those professions. We talk about the actual engineering career, and we also talk about the places in the country that you can actually study those particular courses. The next carrot I'm going to dangle is we have here the emblem of the SAIEE, Institute of Electrical Engineers in South Africa. So every one of you who represents some organization, association, institution related to STEM can have your button placed on this page if the content is relevant to your particular profession. So it will be context specific, and it will be on some of these professions, it will be profession specific. So we will actually include institutions on these pages as well. So we're hoping to lure you into the STEMulator by providing an awareness of your existence with the users of the STEMulator, and the fact that you are representing professionals and even vocational skills at various levels on these various landscapes. So you can wander off into the mountains and read about rain and the water cycle. We can see about the mountains. We can go and see about rocks and the rock cycle. We had a contribution yesterday from the geologists who say they've given us a lot of content, which is ready to be embedded here. So that's quite correct. That's the next stage. And that will hopefully link with the mine, which we now declare is a work in progress, but sufficient here to, again, get people interested in what we're up to. So here I'll showing some of the mobile equipment that gets used in the mine. And again, it happens to have Caterpillar badges on it because they happen to provide the material that we're using. But the world's your oyster in terms of if you have something suitable and better than what we've got, we're quite happy to displace what we've got. And when we talk about corporate involvement, CSI is quite topical, and companies want to be seen to be doing something which is specifically in keeping with the modern thinking. And STEM education and promoting STEM is quite high on the list, and supporting the STEMulator will give you good credits towards actually doing something which has a CSI score and a BEE score. So again, we've put a few appetizers here. We will break flotation plants down, or sorry, we'll break process plants down into the building blocks, but that again is the next chapter. You've heard us talk about the school. We're very proud of the school now. So just to give you a live version of what you saw on the last presentation, this is the 7 to 9 classroom. This is our starter classroom. This is where we've been developing everything to see functionality and what have you. And as Karabo says, here is the human being. You can wander through the muscles, you can wander through the skeleton, you can wander through all the various organs and the articles on the organs. And again, every one of these pages, there's a link to Wikipedia to get some more detailed information. There will be emblems here of any particular association who wants to be associated with lungs. And here are some of the careers linked to maybe just the more broader human body than specifically the lungs. In the classroom, we've got books on the actual curriculum. And here again, this is the curriculum taken out of the Government Gazette, the CAPS published curriculum. Electricity is something we're busy in development. That's not quite so easy to find hardware to convey the concept of electricity. And we obviously take you back to the power station. And sorry, in the school version, while you're in the book on the actual bookcase, we've actually started gathering some teacher guidance notes. So this is a good example of, if you go onto the energy and the national electric grid, not only will we take you off to the house and to the power station, but we're giving, you'll see quite a bit of notes towards the teacher about ideas of things they can do with the kids, and also things on the STEMulator that they can actually refer to. I want to go back to the house quickly, but to go to the house itself. So in the house, we've also started setting things up for explaining the wiring in the walls, the plumbing in the walls, the drainage in the floors. And we also have all the appliances here, of which we only at the moment have a kettle. So give you a bit of a description of how a kettle works. And the rest of those need to be populated. So anybody out there who's making domestic appliances will be only too happy to have some material from you to actually fill some of the gaps. If you go to the pantry, this is also referred to in the video, how often do kids even stop to think where that loaf of bread came from? So what we tried to do now is actually when you click on the loaf of bread, we take you back to the bakery where the bread was baked. And we actually take you right back to the wheat field where the wheat was harvested. The wheat becomes flour, the flour becomes bread, and the bread comes into your local spaza shop. So while we're here at the farm, one of my favorites is here in the orchard. We tripped over a video clip about an olive harvesting machine, which none of us had heard about or knew how they worked. We can take you there in 3 clicks: farm, orchard, olives, and then we can show you there your olive harvesting machine. Now, quite a few organizations have seen the power of the STEMulator as a visual landscape, as an indexing mechanism to knowledge. So the directness with which you get to where you're going is remarkable. If you want to go to the hospital, have a look at something in the hospital, we'll take you to an X-ray machine, we'll show you the X-ray machine, we'll show you a sample of what comes out of it. Everything is 2 or 3 clicks away from starting on the actual main landscape. And the more you click, the more detail you will reveal. So I don't know, Janssen, how much more time I've got. Maybe people would like to take some questions. So I'm happy. By the way, this is free online. You just have to be out there, STEMulator.org. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sign up to do anything. It's there. It's freely available. The only thing that's wrong is that the world doesn't know about it yet. So as I said at the beginning, you are all ambassadors for the STEMulator. It is a product of NSTF-proSET. It's gone way beyond our wildest dreams when we started. This is meant to be a bit of a careers guidance tool, but its bigger purpose is more than obvious, and we're happy to develop this to actually become what it really can be. So thank you.
And I suspect people are tired. Any of the speakers, would you like to make some last observations?
So maybe I haven't given the organizations who have worked with us the credit they deserve. So
Okay.
the factory here was put together because of the pressure from the SAIIE, Institute of Industrial Engineers. And they had a youngster who they actually sponsored or anyway encouraged to help put the factory together and some of the basic content we've got here. We then had SANBI, the National Biodiversity Institute, who fall under the Collections Foundation, and they were the driving force to get the science plaza going. The funny thing was they asked for a herbarium, and we went and built a conservatory. And then we got corrected to say, well, actually, a herbarium is actually a collection of samples which are actually stored in books. So they wanted a library and not a conservatory. So they got that eventually. Then we had a donation for a bridge. So we got the transport tile up and going. Again, it's a work in progress, but we will eventually describe the various forms of structures of bridges. And that's due to a crowd called KBK Engineering, who kindly gave us a contribution. I'm sure I've left somebody out, and I apologize, but just to give you an idea how each organization can find that little niche on the STEMulator and add some content. Obviously, the school was a major contribution from a private foundation called the Carl and Emily Fuchs Foundation, and they gave us a significant chunk of money to get the school going. There's still a lot of work to be done in the school, but here we are. And by the way, the presentations I've heard today from chemistry and from robotics, that science laboratory there is dormant. There is some wonderful material out there. We don't have the personnel to go and actually sieve through all these references that we've been given. We actually need to do it as a bit of a joint venture to say, we're aware of X, we'll help you pick and choose what we want, and we'll put it into your science laboratory or to your classroom or whatever else. So, guys, I'm asking you to help share the load a bit, because what we've done has been backbreaking, and it is now time to